Man. Alright, so I'm Sean Roane, your mayor of Chill City, you understand me, and I'm also known as Top 5. Now, if you just tuning in to me, you're probably like, yo, who is this dude with this Corona Extra shirt on? Now, if you go back and see some of my videos, I really love this shirt. This is my workout shirt. I wear this to be identified, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, I'm doing this because I understand that we live in an age where, if somebody's gonna listen to your music, they want to know you more than the music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the kind of person that I don't want to hold no punches. I don't pull no, you know what I mean? I want to sit here and keep it all the way thorough. You know what I'm saying? Now these shades, I always keep these shades. These not no $1,000 shades, but they look good on me. You know what I mean? And why you bring that up, Sean? Because look, man, I got a certain swag. So this, me dressing down, I'm just fresh from the gym. You know what I'm saying? My entire life, probably since I was like 7 years old, I battled with my weight. I come from a family that eat good. You know what I'm saying? So that overweight gene be in me. If I don't correct that, over time that shit builds up, and then I'm not looking the way I want to look. So, I never really stopped working out, but my whole thing was the diet. So right now, I'm just working on eating more protein and trying to eat less as possible. At some point, I'll probably just eliminate all sugar. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just came fresh from the gym. So that's why I look the way I look. And I'm giving you the raw dog meat, the raw dog Roane. That's what they used to call my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Raw dog Roane. Shout out to RIP my dad. You know what I'm saying? He died when I was 16. But, he's a big pivotal part of why I even do this music thing. You know what I'm saying? He passed that gene down to me. I really, a while ago, I think I dislocated my pinky. I don't know if I broke it or not. I never really went to the doctor. I kind of self-medicated. But anyway, yeah, man, some of y'all might look at me and call me Unc or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may look at me and call me Unc. As I'm doing this, I'm 35 years old. I'm not going to hold that from you. So if that turn you off that I'm 35 years old, like I'm some old nigga, you can get the fuck on out of here too. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, well, damn, why you 35 rapping and stuff? Like, look, man, this has been a complete journey for me. I went from being a late bloomer football player, you know what I'm saying, that played a little bit in high school and went to college to get a Division II scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So I was a football player, still kind of have that build. You know what I mean? I'm 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Big 300-pound niggas, swole and shit. But I don't even know if I'm 300 pounds no more for real. Yeah, man, so that was kind of like my identity. It's kind of what a lot of people out here, in New Jersey, where I'm from, kind of looked at me as, you know what I'm saying? So when I came with the music things, a lot of people was kind of put off like, yeah, right, Sean. But what they didn't know was music, being a musician was my first love and my first dream. They don't know that much about me. You know what I'm saying? That was my first whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember being 5 years old. Now, another thing about me, I spent the first 21 years of my life in church. You know what I'm saying? I was a grandma's boy. I grew up with my mom and my grandma over in Egg Harbor City. You know what I'm saying? And, my grandma had me in church multiple times a week, just about, most of my life for the first, really the first 18 years. I was going to church by choice after that. But the music, you know what I mean? Shout out to my Uncle Robert, you know what I mean? He's like my grandma's adopted son. Big part of my family, big part of my life. He was the organ player and the singer, and he had a big buzz all around. You know what I mean? He's from Texas, but he came up to the East Coast and had a little cult following. You know what I'm saying? Big time guy, man. He's still big time. Live out there in Vegas now. But he was so good on the keyboard and he's singing and shit. I used to always emulate him, man. I really love Uncle Robert. You know what I'm saying? And he really influenced me. And then, like I said, I was a big kid, so, people, they kind of push you into what they think you should be. So, football was fun at times and shit, but, the music was always one of my loves. You know, another one of my loves is writing. You know what I mean? I've written multiple screenplays, and I just put out a book called Iconic Season 1. That's on Amazon, plug. It's an ebook right now. But yeah, I had a book out there on Amazon, and I've just been a writer and a creative person. So like,